Man, does this take me back. Reminisce 80, thanks for your likes, comments, subscriptions, all that good stuff. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please comment if you haven't, especially older collectors, man. Does this not take you back? I mean, this is the third retro wave we've received from Hasbro. Yes, those previous waves took me back. But to be honest, when I was getting those, I knew who Hulk and Spider-Man were, but I was unfamiliar with Silver Surfer, Doctor Doom. I heard of who the Fantastic Four were, but when X-Men toys started to drop, oh man, that was it. I was in the thick of it, the 1990s Jim Lee, even pre-Jim Lee for some stuff. But so seeing these is awesome. Is awesome, especially the card. As I mentioned in the quick and dirty unboxing video, I mean, this is what was on the shelves when I was a kid. Kid in quotes. I think I was already in junior high, getting these, praying to God I wouldn't run into a classmate, because believe it or not, pop culture wasn't all toys, and people would make fun of you and talk their crap. And in junior high, you want to be cool. You want to be liked. I mean, once I got to high school, I didn't give a shit what anybody thought. And then found maybe like 2 or 3 other toy collectors. And that's all it was. I can imagine now, kids everywhere collecting Marvel figures and DC figures and just figures in general. It's just cool to be a nerd. And it wasn't when I was a kid, believe it or not. So, awesome. I mean, mentioned an unboxing video. This isn't the one I got when I was a kid. Couldn't find this one. So some toys were hard to find. I can tell you here, that first wave had Magneto, Apocalypse, and Juggernaut as the villains. And man, aside from Magneto rather, Juggernaut and Apocalypse were so hard to find. And I remember my buddy calling me up telling me he got Juggernaut. And they all came on the purple card, just like this, with the green X-Men logo. And I didn't believe him. There's no way you got Juggernaut. I went to his house, the fucker had Juggernaut. I could not believe it. Weeks, months, days, I don't know. It's all a blur. I found Apocalypse. So between the two of us, I guess his brother too, between the 3 of us, Eric and George, if you're watching, I doubt it, but we had the villains, and we're just, too old. By society standards, these kids in junior high were too old to have toys, but we're into collecting toys, and seeing our favorite comic heroes in plastic was a dream come true. I don't know who to open first. Maybe this Cyclops, because I want to bitch about the effect in him. So thanks for listening to me ramble. I mean, man, it was fun then to collect toys. It's kind of stressful now, especially at this pace. There's too much dropping, and there's too many alternatives. So, Mezco, Revoltech, Mafex, SHF, you just want to find your perfect character and get him for your shelf and mix and match, and it's a lot. All right, let's dive in. Let's look at toys. Scott Summers, man. Scott freaking Summers. Look how many versions of Cyclops on the same body with the same hand, ready to use his goggles, his visor, or whatever. I think this is the only one. He comes with 2 fists. So Cyclops was right. I love the character though. He's awesome. I am bummed though about this. I appreciate the effort, but come on, man. This was not necessary, or it should have came off. Can of beans. If you don't know can of beans, you're blowing it when it comes to character and toy effects. Look at that. Clips right in to the visor. That's all we needed. We needed something to clip in, not something permanent. I like this one. So, see, there's a little thing there, and it just clips right into the visor. When you buy from Canopy, now I don't know if he's still selling these. I got these literally years ago. Look at that. Awesome. When you buy, it came with this tiny blast, this big blast, and a medium blast. And they all kind of just clipped into the head. So let's, assuming these are the same shape. He may have had a disclaimer saying it was specifically for Jim Lee Cyclops. It looks like it might be. Because believe it or not, the head sculpts are different. God, why don't you guys tell me I'm doing this off camera? So, this is turning into a Can of Beans advertisement, but you know what? And every freaking summers under the sun just fell. But if you believe in something, why is this not staying in? There you go. All right. Dude, this gets me so mad. Here's his other head, which looks freaking gross, man. Look at that. You don't put anything in there? That looks awful. That looks gross. So you don't have a choice. This is how this head has to be displayed. I like it, you know. Somebody compared to third party, this is a thin piece of plastic. But still, look at that. But I like this too. I like this too. It looks like, I mean, ruby quartz visor. This looks like it's like it could be a formation of crystal or something. But this looks cool. I don't mind it. I just, oh, that's so awful looking. Let's get the light. Goodness, I hate that so much. It's so ugly. So yeah, I mean, this is just one of those effects that just, in my opinion, isn't gonna look cool. Just still, like being still on the shelf, you know? Something like that. That looks... That looks cool, but I won't be using that head. And this is the first time any Cyclops has come with two heads. So again, I appreciate the effort. I just am bummed. I would like a relaxed X-Factor head. Sculptors and molders, please give me an alternative head to go with this. I would appreciate it. Could you reuse this head? Probably. Waist maybe a little different, but still has the same small feet as all your previous Cyclops. Boots look a little different. The cuffs are I don't think we've seen these on Cyclops before. We had these ridiculous droppy thingies. On the original release, we had these bigger cuffs, which seeing the folds and the wrinkles, it looks a little different. This is similar to the first release. This has no cuff. And this has no cuff. Just for kicks. This is what I would have preferred. So we just need someone to mold this head. And actually, no, because it's not the same. This would be the closest head to get molded and painted for a powered down X-Factor Cyclops. Bucky cap, all the way up, down pretty far, ball, bicep, double jointed, hinge. Any wrists? Nope, nothing there. Do these. This is molded, so you can see. That's molded. No diaphragm, just the ab crunch with the waist. Mine is painted shut. There's clearly, there we go. It's always tricky. Let's see, you don't want to break your shit on camera and then what, you know? I don't like how the white's creeping out from up there, from in between. Like they should have just kept painting the blue in there. Could just be mine though. Don't hold it against this figure. Don't assume they're all like that. But yeah, that's the thigh cut out that far, forward this far, back. Double jointed knees. We got a boot cut because of the boot cuff. And the tiny feet have a forward and a rocker, a hinge and a rocker. I still like the figure. I still like Cyclops, but man, man, sorry. I just really like the character, and so it's a bummer to see this effect permanently. But I have no doubt that you customizers and you people who sell heads will fix that. So we'll move on shortly. But yeah, I think, not counting the, what do you call it? The Joss Whedon run of X-Men, I think there was a Cyclops figure from Hasbro there that wasn't on this buck. I think besides that one, these are all the Hasbro Cyclops figures to date. Naturally, that's a kit bash with the Old Man Logan jacket. So that's a throwback to the 90s. That was I first saw it with Punker Mike. I followed his tutorial. Check that out if you want to do that. If you got a spare Cyclops, a spare Old Man Logan. Let's do some other comparisons in height. All right, here is Cyclops with Magneto and Beast, looking rad. I can only assume the new Colossus will be similar in size. Who knows? Here he is with another original X-Men member, Archangel, similar body. Let's get a villain. The Juggernaut, again, this is minus belt. I think this is going to be the same figure in the Cyclops wave. I think there's a couple reviews out there already of the Juggernaut and Colossus one. Check those out. I'm sure they're done by some good people, fine people in the community making these videos. So show some love everywhere. It's good to get people's different opinions and views and stories, and if they have them. So yeah, that's a few comparisons. We'll compare the wave with the rest of the wave as we move on. Let's unlock. Jeez, too many video games, guys. Let's open Dazzler. Dazzler. As she looked, Outback look, X-Men arcade look, just looking awesome. Next to her counterpart, Disco Dazzler, which you may see her and Polaris still on the shelves at Target. They're the reason why when you look up X-Men DPCI and they say they're in stock, it's because those two haven't sold in years. So it's a shame because this is a good looking figure. Let's just take 2 minutes to appreciate Disco Dazzler. It's good. Look at that hair, man. You ain't gonna get flair like that on any other Marvel legend. Of the era, though, we need a Hypno Hustler for Spider-Man, our Spider-Man line. Let's make note of that, Hasbro. Disco ball shoes, roller skates, rather. Nice jumpsuit. All right, we're done. We're done appreciating, because I'm sure she doesn't get any love today. I know a lot of horror people use her as the victim in their little horror action figure photography shots. Really? Anyway, you know what? I just praised you, and you're gonna go and do that to me. You get off camera. So she's looking awesome, man. Look at this little jacket, this belt, the bandana and the hair. This thing again, these effects. You know, I don't hate them. They go great with her. But let's see something new soon, shall we? Let's pop these off. You've seen these before. They're in pink. You've seen them in green. You've seen them in rainbow. You've seen them in, I don't know what else, but loose belt. I love this flare. I think it's the same belt as our friend Rogue here, who is off camera, and that was another toy falling off the table that I desperately tried not to fall because it's expensive. So same belt, same functionality, same torso, same midsection, same jacket, same everything. Yeah, okay, so a lot of reuse here. I think the jacket looks great though. It's good. Again, no X-Men logo. You do see the outfit peering through the sleeves there, but if you have her arms down, you still see it. You see it on the top, so that's kind of a bummer. Maybe go in there with some brown paint, take care of that. It's like that on Rogue too. Rogue has longer hair. Is this the same? Knowing them, they would paste the same one. But yeah, man, clean decos. Little Dazzler star. We need a long shot. I feel like every time I look at a figure, I say what we need instead of appreciating what we have. But that's the nature of being a toy collector. So I would love a long shot to accompany this Dazzler, but I'm stoked we got this. I didn't think we would, you know. Perfect figure for the retro wave. Look at that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Again, some paint and new deco could take a body we've seen before a long way. So if you guys played the X-Men arcade game, she was a playable character with her, Brown Wolverine, Cyclops. Which Cyclops? This Cyclops Nightcrawler, who we're getting in the X-Force wave. Some of you guys already got that because you got that import money, import shipping money. And Colossus. So the Colossus is coming with Juggernaut in the 2-pack. And you got your X-Men arcade wave. And remember, nothing can move the Blob. So I don't know how many times you heard that while playing that game. If you played that game. That game needs a redo. We need to see that on modern consoles. So, but yeah, she can look up that far, down that far. Head pops off pretty easily, which is much appreciated, you know, for you. I'm sure you customizers and kit bashers appreciate that. Ball jointed shoulders, no cut here. We do get hinge and swivel at the elbow. These are floating around, so you could pop her hands off and pop these off if you want. I don't want to do that because it'll fly across the room, and yeah. We've seen these hands on so many female figures. I think it's time to sculpt some new hands, Hasbro. Please. Thank you. What if their panel was just like, we're giving you new hands and double jointed elbows, but they don't show any figures? Would you guys still be stoked? Out that far, forward that far, back this far because of the butt sculpt. Thigh cut, double jointed knees, hinge and rocker as rocker. There we go, as usual. Let's get her in here with some X-Men from her era. Some X-Men rather, not all. Why, guys? It's all right. It happens. It's a toy game. Put them on these foam platforms and expect them to stand right. You got them in your dios, which, by the way, God, I need a dio. I got sick of the NECA thing, so I didn't get rid of it, but I moved it. So, looking good. She's a surprise hit of the wave. Again, paint deco could go a long way for something we've seen before. It's a good head sculpt too. Very 80s. So let's move on. Wolverine. So I'm not familiar with this outfit. I guess that's some mesh or nylon over the eyes. This is not, I don't think this looks good. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think it translates well to a toy. Also, there's no life or expression sculpted into the eyes. So to me, it just looks like he's making a goofy face. It's like the face when you tell a kid to take a photo and then they make this dumb face instead of giving you a nice photo of them. But it's like no expression in the eyes. It's just an open mouth. And I don't think that looks great. I like the blue highlights in the hair. It's very reminiscent of when they highlighted the hair in the comics. So I know I've seen a lot of these newer collectors complain about the colors in the hair. Hulk, why does he have green in his hair? That's just how they would highlight the hair, dudes. You know, these are based off of older comic art, so deal with it or don't buy them. I like the outfit. Sorry for the little rant. I like the outfit, but yeah, this head's just not gonna do. He comes with 2 extra hands to hold the katana that he comes with. It's just all black. Whatever with it. Let's so I got a custom sculptor shelf head, which coincidentally also has blue highlights because that dude knows what is up. It's a little small for the body, but I'm gonna do it. Let's do it. Let's pop the head off. I like this more already. Looks a little small, but I don't care. Here's how you could fudge it. Angles, dudes. Yeah, that's how this is going on the shelf. FYI, there is no shelf really. There's toys I have around and I like near me. But yeah, this is how this is going. We've seen this body a million times before. I don't know if it's worth going through. I do want to see the hands and the sword though. Just because. Maybe we can get a cool, with these butterfly joints. Can get a cool, like, butterfly joints and double jointed hands should give you some cool posing options. You get what I'm trying to do. It's okay. You know, again, give me more Wolverine still. Just because you've released one that I don't really care for doesn't mean I don't want Albert and other Wolverines. But you know, this is how I know Wolverine, just hunched over, hairy, short, before Hugh Jackman came and changed the look of that dude. So that's all right. That's an all right pose. This is going to be a little loose in his hand, just like that, isn't it? So, that's my dude. Ready to F some S up. Cool. Yeah, this guy's quick. Nothing else to say about him. Same body as this one. Yellow, first appearance. And so on. So he looks good though. He looks good with the rest of the wave, which is just the two that I opened so far. We'll quickly dive into Storm, and so maybe I'll do Silver Samurai right now. But yeah, let's move on. Dude, this guy is awesome. He is way better than I anticipated. I am so stoked for this. Jeez. I'll show you who I was using in the meantime. It's not as, it's cool. It's a cool figure, but it's just not as cool as this turned out. This is, again, way better than I anticipated. Oh man, am I missing something? So awesome, awesome figure line, articulated icons if you don't know. And this was just my stand-in for now, just if, you know, whoops. But yeah, whoops. Awesome line. If you, and they go on sale every now and then. Pick some up, pick up some ninjas if they still have them in stock. Done by the Foosh guys. Those of you in the know are in the know, and you got multiple ninjas. But let's talk about this guy, dude. This guy is rad. Look at that. He was seen. So for people not into comics but love fictional characters and all that, he was in The Wolverine. Is that the one he was in? I went in with low expectations, but that movie was pretty good. It was all right. Getting these swords in. Dude, this guy is rad. He's bulkier than I expected. I don't know what I'm doing. Bulkier than I expected, and yeah, he's awesome. He's a good height. You can see he's as tall as Cyclops, but he's wide. He's a wider dude. The armor helps. The shoulder pads, the little iron skirt there, the helmet, a little more intimidating presence. Paint deco on the chest is awesome. Rising sun. Helmet does not come off. Oh man, what is this white? Dude, mine looks like it just has snot coming down. his face. What is this? This is how it was out of the package. I'm gonna take an X-Acto and scrape all that off. All right, I did all right. It's still there. It's like the glue that keeps this on. Oh well. I didn't even notice it looking at it on the card, probably because of the glare of the plastic, but still a rad figure. Wakizashi, Katana. Head's gonna be hindered naturally from, you know what? It really isn't. Holy cow. That's because it is slightly, oh, I popped it out, but you could see. Freaking cool, very pliable. So be careful if you store him, you know, he may get a little warped, or if you lay him down, he may get a little warped. These are somewhat pliable. I mean, you can get it that far, but you're not gonna get a full, yeah, I mean, you can get a rotation, but that looks silly. That doesn't happen. So yeah, you get a full ball rotation with a bicep cut, double jointed elbows, which is cool given how thick this is, how thick they made the arm because of the outfit. Wrist hinge and swivel. Yes, these go up and down sideways the way a sword wielding, gun toting character should. This one does as well. Yeah. Pretty awesome. That is awesome. Cool diaphragm, which these thicker characters seem to have nowadays. Thicker width, you know, bigger chest, get the diaphragm, and this feels nice. Moving this around, I mean, it goes far. Forward, not that much, but we got a swivel there. Let's look under the iron skirt. Can go that far. Back, not too far actually. Butt's too big on Silver Samurai. Thigh cut, double jointed knees. These joints feel good. I don't know how to explain it. Usually, you know, some characters feel gummy and stuff. These feel good. I don't know. I'm probably gonna end up making it pretty loose, but forward and rocker and a boot cut. So a cut at where his shin guard is. But look, you got the rope that holds the breastplate in place. The armor, look at that. These clips sculpted in. The rivets. You got your the holder for the katana and the wakizashi, I think. Yeah, this is good. A wash might do him some good, but I like when the colors are bright and cartoony. It's just, you know, animated / comic book look to me. Granted, a lot of comic books had cross-hatching, but this dude is awesome. Wolverine is not a fan. He's mad at me for liking this toy so much. So we'll move on to Storm in a bit, or Iceman. Who knows? But yeah, this is awesome, man. This guy is a surprise hit for me, which is nice considering I was a little disappointed with Cyclops. So this dude's rad. Let's move on. All right, Iceman, skating towards you terribly. It's okay. This is pearlescent. If they somehow, for whatever reason, why this one was so gummy, the one that came out in, I think this is the Juggernaut wave. God, he feels so, like I shouldn't touch him or move him because he's gonna fall apart. I like the color on this one more, but if you can't get this sturdy of plastic with this color, I can see why they went with this, but sorry, I'm like at a loss for words. I mean, the character's ordinary looking, so good Lord, you're done. I mean, this looks like Pearl Man, you know? I don't know what else they could have done. Silence is my unhappiness, man. I'm not unhappy. I'm glad we got him. mean, I might have to have someone add some blue, some color to this. This is, yeah, this looks like Pearl Man or something. Opal Man. We've seen this before. Looks good though. Articulation's great. Let's look at his sled. This is the color he should have been. So, and this, I mean, this is a thin plastic. As you can see, there's not much. This part feels sturdy though. Why couldn't we have them made from this plastic? This is, this looks like this would go to, these would go together. So, but yeah, I don't know how I feel. Belt's very white. This is a very ordinary looking character again, but I mean, even, let's bring out the box. I'm ready to toss these. But yeah, he does not match that. He does not match that color. I think yeah, a lot of blue, like a blue spray, something. I got, let me get the other Iceman. All right, here's the first X-Men Iceman, or the one based on when the original team ended up in modern times. They didn't get this one, well, first of all, the mold. This is not a good body. But the color isn't right either. Like, if I see him, you want a true test? Kids don't lie. So, show him to a kid and be like, what do you think this guy's name is? Or what his powers are? And they're not, you know, they may say it's Silver Surfer. They may say, I don't know what the heck about this guy. This guy looks more Iceman than both of those. But he's so flimsy. Let me get some more. So here's a few more Icemen, Bobbies. I'd say the three in front are painted a little better. Granted, don't pay attention to the articulation and the joints. Those are awful looking. But something like that, this dude's gonna fall apart. I'm surprised he hasn't. He feels like he's just gonna turn to dust right now. Let's just put him down. I still, like, coming back, walking away from the camera, getting these toys, coming back, I still love the color of this one. We need that for this new one. So, something like that. Even this, I have the powered down version too, but that's not what we're doing. We're not comparing Bobby Drake non-ice version. But something, and a little more personality in the face. Look at that. This guy's happy. He's stoked to be Iceman. The one we just got is pretty stoic. Yeah, there's just a lot more they could have done to make this figure pop, to make this figure just, I don't know. That doesn't even add enough flavor. Maybe, let me see. I like that a little more. Someone could shave it down. This even looks to have a smile, like chiseled facial features like an ice sculpture would. I really like the blue on this gummy Iceman. But yeah, head's a little small, head's big on this. I don't know, man. I'm still talking about him because I wish he was better. So let's move on. That's a bummer. Look at that. This one had a strong odor. If you open your toys and you sniff them, this one had the odor you're looking for. Can anyone tell me, comment section, is this a Mayshelf head? Because I feel like his heads come with these wash in the hair, and it looks next level, basically. It looks better than what we're used to for female heads in Hasbro. So I ask, you know, that dude is killing it. My Storm has some marks all over her. But yeah, this is great. Great head sculpt. Another mark there. Again, these are just mine. Yours may or may not have their own type of marks. This feels flimsy though, and this is similar to the Storm we got in the Jubilee Build-A-Figure wave. That was a Toys R Us exclusive because X-Men weren't selling very well. A lot of people weren't collecting at the time. They couldn't justify selling it elsewhere, and so on. So, look at that. Look at the hair. Great, great details in it. The sculpt. Earrings, lightning bolt earrings. Nice painted X. Yeah, you know we're definitely getting this in silver and black. And you know what? I wouldn't mind paying again and again for those versions of Storm in this costume. So, man, this is weird. You know, it's just, they're just knocking off so many X-Men, so many characters in general off our checklist. Like, what are we gonna ask for next? You know, what else is coming? I might, you know, I may be satisfied pretty soon. I doubt it. I will still get every Marvel Legend. This is bothering me now the more I see it. And I feel like it's molded into the plastic. Like this mark is in, that's just how it got molded. Which is a bummer. Maybe like I feel like if I was to even scrape and tear, it'd be all the way through like a marble or something. But yeah, have we seen this body before? I'm sure we have with these. This is sculpted. This line is sculpted in, and these wrinkles seem new and unique. This belt is sculpted on. This might be new. Let me know. The collar. You know, let's just go get another Storm. Storms, so many Storms. Man, I forget how great. I can't forget how much attitude this head sculpt has. This Storm is just so good. But we're not talking about her. So both the Storms in the back have like boots with heels. So they stand a little taller than our flat-footed Storm here. Yeah, the body may be new. I don't know. Let me know. The hands, though, look at that. It's the same hands. This figure's how many years old? I don't remember. But we've seen these hands forever now. Can we get new female hands? New... Even Claire Temple came with those. And Zendaya, MJ. And they're not casting magic. So can we get some relaxed hands? Some normal hands? Am I the only one complaining about that? So these have single jointed elbows. I know somebody pointed out they might have... they might be double jointed. But nope. She can look up. She can. I mean, the hair, let's be honest. This is a giant solid piece of plastic similar to Medusa, but not as long. Great forward and back, though. And a great tilt. These are, do these come off? So this is what the cape is clipped into. Don't take these off. Don't do that. Looks like a weak, it's like a shitty type of plastic in there. Look at that. Oh, it just came off. Shoot, that's it. This toy's gonna fall apart. I was pulling too hard. So the X is a different piece that can rotate. I don't think this is engineered very well. I'm not liking this. It feels cheap. This is held together by string. Oh boy, this one has a plastic ring around it that could go up and down all the way to the elbows. It's the same material though. It doesn't feel good. And it's probably cheap and cost effective. She's gonna fall. I'm gonna stay down. But yeah, I don't like the way this feels. So be careful when rotating. You may pop these off. You may lose a button. The plastic inside is like just plastic, as you saw. It feels cheap as well. Let's get the light in it and on it. You know, I'll just do it for you guys. I hate that. Look at that. Oh, you know what? It doesn't feel as cheap as it looks. But this X could come out, which I think in the cartoon, one of these she pressed and was her communicator. So just get it back on there. There we go. There we go. This yellow line is sculpted in. Again, this line on her breast and her tummy is sculpted in. The belt is sculpted on. These yellow wrist things are sculpted on. I mean, it may have been worth it may have been worth it for Hasbro to invest in this sculpt if they're going to use it 3 times. So black costume incoming, silver costume incoming. This is more akin to the animated, I believe. So yeah, continue with articulation. You can look down very far. It is rotation. Just again, be careful. Single jointed elbow, of course. Wrist hinge. We've seen these hands a million times. Hinge and swivel. Diaphragm. Nothing else. Out this far. Forward this far. Back, no, because of the butt. Good old thigh cut. Double jointed knees. Hinge and rocker at the ankle. Yeah, she's good. This is good. But, man, look at that. Get out of the way. So we'll do some, again, her former selves here are taller because they're on heels. This is, although it is flat foot, it's when they were sculpting these ridiculous feet for female figures for a while. Now the lighting's gonna change. It's gonna be so bright and weird. Let me pause and adjust everything. All right. Here is Rogue. A little shorter than Storm. We got love interest T'Challa, which, man, now that X-Men has the rights, what if we saw Storm in Black Panther 2 before we see her in X-Men? They start sprinkling X-Men everywhere else. I'd like that. Let's get her in with Cyclops. Actually, let's do the Jim Lee Cyclops. The 2 liters of gold and blue looking awesome together. Some more X-Men love, 90s X-Men love. Beast towering over her naturally. She's like on par with Cyclops in height. So, Warren. Some Colossus. Oh no, this is gonna be a disaster. All right. Looking good, man. Can't wait for Juggernaut and Colossus. Really, Colossus, because we got Jugs. Those of you who've been in the game for a bit have a Juggernaut. Get her next to... I had a figure in mind, and then I lost my train of thought. So, yeah. That should be it. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know what I was going to do. Anyway, Apocalypse, that's who. Just get some villains in here. I took his... Oh, great. His collars came off, but his cuffs came off. I was messing around with the hands and stuff. But there you go. And what a perfect way to wrap that up. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble. This is a great wave, though. Despite the Cyclops complaints, the Iceman complaints, Silver Samurai, Dazzler, Storm. Storm has some concerning parts. And the Wolverine, after I put this head on and just gave him some attitude and some flair, I like a lot more now. Yeah, man. Good stuff. Can't wait for myself to get the X-Force wave. Some people, some great reviewers out there have it. Check out their videos. But thanks for checking out mine. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Storm came with these. I forgot to mention, we've seen these before with the Punker Storm, the Great Face Sculpt, and I think Thor, and I think Infamous Iron Man. Anyway, thank you again. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please like if you're so inclined. Leave a comment. Let's talk about action figures. Let's reminisce. Let's talk about the good old days, the Jim Lee days. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.